Hey guys, Joe DeSalvo with the College Fantasy Football site. It's 2017. The season is here. It is game week, another year. Enough with the preseason content. We're ready to move on with the season now. All of this homework that we have done has started back in April. Some of you guys have been there along the way the entire time. With the preseason fantasy guide, another success this year. We introduced the projection tool this year. We continued the exclusive email into 2017. All tools to try to help you guys for the 2017 college fantasy football season. And as I mentioned, some of you guys have been there from the beginning. Our 7th year now as a website. The 4th year producing and publishing the preseason fantasy guide. The first year with the projection tool. And some of you guys have gotten that preseason fantasy guide year after year after year, have given us testimony after testimony after testimony. And I have to tell you, you guys are a large in reason why we continue to do that every single year. We cannot tell you how much your support is appreciated. And the more you support that preseason fantasy guide, the projection tool, the exclusive email, the more we can give you guys on a year-to-year basis. So, what more can we do that's new, right? Some guys started emailing me, hey Joe, what are you going to do that's new this year? When are you going to start doing the podcast? You know, I have so many notes here in front of me, guys. This will probably be the longest show that we do this year. We're going to try to do these every week. I'm going to try to do them for you. You know, I started back in 2013 doing some shows for a website. It's called, I believe it was CFFL.com. I don't even know if they're around anymore. 2014, I did some podcasts for Saturday Rivals, I believe they were called.com. I don't know if those guys are around anymore. And then 2 years ago, I kind of jumped on over at Fantasy Insiders and was doing the video casts with them, and that's sort of when college football and DFS had its golden days, right? And then since we know what's happened and that's gone away, and we didn't do anything last year. So guys, like, how are you going to do? What are you going to do new this year, Joe? We need to hear you again. Give the, and we're sitting here thinking, hey, we need to make sure we do all this for you guys. We give you the preseason fantasy guide. We give you the projection tool. We need to kind of get our faces and our voices out there again. So we took last year off and we said, you know what, guys, let's just create our own channel. You know what we said? Let's not jump on with other people. Let's just do what we want to do. Give me the forum. Let me talk. Let me go through a bunch of things that go on in our heads, that go on in my head. We'll think it through. We'll talk about it. I'll address a lot of the emails that I get on a weekly basis. We'll talk about some of the important matchups. We'll talk about some of the players, some of the player rankings. And once again, guys, as I always have done, if you're new to the show, then that's great. If you've heard me before in the past, but the one thing that I like to do is I like to use and incorporate the start bench into my video casts, into the podcasts. I think that's a really good way to wrap up the week, to kind of give you a nice start bench. This year, it's probably the shortest short bench list that we've ever had. But with so many games now at the beginning of the week on Thursday night, we've decided to crunch. We've decided to give you as much material as we can in the beginning of the week to get you ready for the season. So much with, we didn't want to hang on to any material. We've been having these player rankings ready since last week. The only thing that we were waiting for was Monday, when it was National Depth Chart Day, right? So we made our tweaks last night. And I would say it was probably about 10, 11 o'clock last night, Monday night, that we sent the email out to all of our subscribers with the extended rankings on there. The one thing we're doing different this year, guys, is that we're going to have a top 50 wide receivers, top 50 running backs. We're going to do a top 30 running backs, and we're going to give the rest to our email subscribers. That exclusive email last year was such a huge success. Not only are you going to get extended rankings, but everything will continue as it did last year, where you'll get my follow-up email on the weekend that sort of looks at some of the players, some of the matchups, some of the things that happen, some of the things that we're keeping our eye on, some of the things that we're tracking in the coming weeks, maybe some insights to players with some future schedules, with some trade possibilities. All that stuff is included in the email. If you've got it again, then look, thanks. You know how much it meant. It was probably very useful tool for you for your 2016 season. We got a lot of testimonies in regards to that email, and we want to try to do as much as we can for our subscribers to give back to you the way that you have given to us. So our goal with the site has always been to make and keep as much content free as possible. And that's what we want to do. We don't want to make our site a premium site, guys. We want everybody to see these videos. We want everyone to see our rankings. We want everyone to have access to the preseason fantasy guide and projection tool and the exclusive email. But we want to be able to give stuff away. We want to be able to put ourselves out there so when people Google college fantasy football, they see the site, they come see the rankings, they see the work that we do. We even post some of our old material on there just so they can get an idea if they want to jump into the preseason fantasy guide. I'm sure some of you all who have purchased it for the first time saw the 2016 edition that we've left up there for the site to give you guys a visual, to give you guys an example of things that we do every year here at the College Fantasy Football site. But I tell you, we tried to give back to our subscribers, especially those that have that exclusive email, as much access as we possibly can. You know, we filled 3 in-house college fantasy football leagues on Fantrax.com this year. We did 3 20-team leagues, guys, and I have to tell you, each and every league was filled within 20 minutes of sending the email out. That's how great you guys responded. And who did we send it to first? The guys with the exclusive email, the guys that purchased the projection tool, and the guys that purchased the fantasy guide. If you got all 3 of those products, you got that email first. We didn't even have to go to the next tier of people, guys. That's how much of a response and how quick of a response you gave us, and we were glad to get you in. And what are you going to get for winning the league? You know, we're going to put some things together. It's not going to be too big, but you know, last year we kind of did things for fun. We decided, look, we're going to go ahead and get some t-shirts made now. We're kind of getting some merchandise. So, hey, you know, I'm not saying we're going to be offering all this stuff on the website, but I thought it would be cool. I thought it would be fun for the way that some of our followers of the website interact with us. And I thought t-shirts to the league winners would just be something new, something fun. And so that's what we're going to do this year. So once again, for everyone out there that has purchased all of the products for preseason content that we had, deep down from the bottom of my heart, from the website, thank you, because you guys ensure that we're going to be here every single year. And I have to tell you something too, and I think this is really important for you guys that have supported us every year. We've had so much success with our material and preseason content this year that I think the pricing that we have gone up on for the last 2 years is going to stay the same. And I think you could probably, I'll be true to my word on that. I think we're really locked in at a good price. Some of you guys still emailing me telling me that our stuff is underpriced, but you know what, guys? We want as many people to get it as possible. We want to share our material. We want everybody to see what great of a resource we are. And you know what? We do it for you guys. The college fantasy football community is the best community out there. You guys' support has been tremendous. Even when we miss something, even when there's an error, you guys give me an email. Joe, CFF site, you guys missed this, you guys missed that. Hey guys, thanks for the heads up. And you know what? That's how we feel with the rankings. You know, I said this in the beginning and I'll say it again. We don't claim to be and know everything. We don't. Guys, there's 130 FBS teams out there, right? We're going to miss some things here or there. If you got some material on a guy that's in your region, that's in your city, you have to go with that. The only thing that we're trying to do is give you as much material so that you can be as successful as possible in your league. And I think we do a pretty good job of that. So, once again, a heartfelt thanks. But enough with the all introductions, enough with the history, enough with what we're going to do, and let's just kind of get in it. I've been talking you guys' ears off for about the past 8 minutes, and we're going to start getting into some material that we're going to post up on the site shortly, but I wanted to go over it with you guys as well. And I just want to touch on some of the rankings. I want to touch on some of the guys I've been getting questions on this week, some of the guys that maybe we may be monitoring moving forward. And you know, we've gotten a bunch of emails already today with, Joe, why is this guy so low? Why is this guy so high? You had this guy ranked high. Why is it here? I'm going to try to address a few of those things that we got here. And then before we wrap up, we're going to jump into the start bench for this week, week 1. Leave you with that. Look out for the injury report on the website tomorrow. And then, guys, by Thursday, it's cruise control. Won't be cruise control for us. We'll be working on week 2 material already. But we'll finally get college fantasy football rolling because not many of you guys, unless you play in some type of rotisserie total points league, last week's games probably did not count. So the real college fantasy football season kicks off Thursday night, guys, and we can't wait. So The first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of pull some notes, some of the rankings. If you have the extended rankings, you can pull them up in front of you while you're looking at this, but no need to. I'm not going to go into too much details, guys, but let me just throw some names out there, right, with the quarterbacks. Here's one thing that I'll tell you for week one, and I don't care where you go, I don't care what you get, but I will tell you something that you have to do. Week one college fantasy football, sometimes, guys, is a crapshoot, right? You have these depth chart release. You got guys that coaches decide to put second string to make a point. What you have to go with in week one and week two of the college football season when you're playing college fantasy football is you have to go with the known commodities. Yeah, we've got guys ranked high up in the fantasy guide, but you know what? Sometimes you have to see it on the field before you can actually put their ranking up there. That's where we think they're going to end up long term, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's where you start them from week one. There is nothing worse, guys, than taking a stab on a guy that you're unsure of in any week of the college fantasy football season and getting a goose egg, laying an egg, playing a guy that was a 50-50 chance of playing a guy that was possibly facing a suspension, playing a guy that was sharing depth, code number ones with somebody in the depth chart. Guys, when you see these rankings, what's reflective in this is a matchup, and also you have to factor in things such as security. How long are they going to be on the field? How long are they going to play? Who's the opponent, right? So with that in mind, keep that at the forefront while we're going through some of these players, right? And I don't know if anything really